We're fully functional on the computer.
Your fearless leader's back.
Alright, let's see if my freaking timeline is working yet.
So what are some things we're going to talk about during this live right now, Nick?
Well, the things that I really wanted to start off with was some of the interesting stuff that's going on with this data set 8, because data set 8 was not even supposed to be released. Like, it just randomly got released. It didn't seem like they were trying to do this, but yeah, they definitely did. And apparently that's the one that has some of the most explosive stuff in it. So I wanted to look at some of that. There's a ton of pictures they released, so I wanted to look into some of the pictures. But yeah, all the stuff that I had in my timeline is not really working, so it's kind of frustrating. Let me turn off this screen share. They definitely did. And apparently that's the one that has some of the most explosive stuff in it. So I wanted to look at some of that. There's a ton of pictures they... Shut up. Okay, cool. Let's see if this timeline will pop up finally. Obsidian is normally really cool. There we go. See, now everything's popping up.
Yeah, we'll do
Let's see if you guys can see this or not. Says it's lower than the recommended bitrate. Let me try and increase it. But then I really wanted to go back and look into some of the old files and kind of see like what has happened, because I didn't keep up with the Epstein files. I haven't figured out what's been going on since the beginning. So my theory or my plan of action was to kind of go through some of the recent updates and then go back and kind of go through some of the old stuff as well that I found to be pretty interesting. So that was where I was headed with everything. Let's try 5,000. All right, we'll try that. And I'm gonna reload the screen capture apparently because it keeps doing this. Nope, not this one. There we go, got it, because it's actually working now, so. All right, so let's see if this video will play. Nothing. Oh wait, we gotta finish this. Ursher, baby. So I don't know, I thought that video was really powerful, but let's go ahead and play the Eggstein video because it's just funny.
Could you please give us your name?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Can you hear it?
Is it true, sir, that you have what's been described as an egg-shaped penis?
Form vague and definite, and I'm going to give you the first warning, Mr. Coogan, that these types of questions are not only argumentative, but directed in a manner to embarrass Mr. Epstein. If you continue with this type of question, I'll adjourn the deposition.
We ain't in the club.
We ain't in the club.
Sir, according
Everybody thinks
to
that we're
the
DJing,
police
it's kinda
department's
funny.
probable cause affidavit, one witness described your penis as oval-shaped and claimed when erect it was thick towards the bottom, but was thin and small towards the head portion, and called it egg-shaped. Those are not my words, I apologize. But as
Is
Mr.
now adjourned.
Critton has stated, that this is a... I'm willing to continue.
He just gets up and walks away. He's like, nope, I'm out. Screw you guys. My egg-shaped penis and I don't like this. We're getting out of here.
And see, it's very similar to the same way that all the Apollo astronauts reacted to the guy who came up to him and asked them about swearing on the Bible that they walked on the moon. If you were asked a question and it was something that you did or was not true, you get defensive in a way. If there's something that you're hiding half the time, or you're just upset by something, you always lash out. So I feel like the reactions are very similar.
Yeah, I agree with that. Bodhi was freaking playing karaoke upstairs, I think. Alright, so we already looked at this egg-shaped penis. We kind of talked about the Hitler stuff. Sorry I got distracted. The technical difficulties have really screwed things up for me, so let's see. We've got, Hitler did, in fact, they tested pieces of cloth, and they did find that he did have this Kallmann syndrome. I think we're trying to do the same thing with Epstein. They're trying to test things in his cell to say that he had the same thing. But I just thought it was an interesting connection that they had made and that they were talking about. But this is what I really wanted to focus on for the time being here. We've got this file, or this... I've got this really good timeline that breaks things down really, really nicely for us. And this is found at epsteinarchive.org. This timeline is super useful, I think. At least it was for me. Kind of gives you a rundown of how things have gone. One of the things that everybody's been talking about lately is this Iran-Contra stuff that has come out, kind of basically linking Jeffrey Epstein and his rise to his involvement with the Iran-Contra affair. And if I was going to try and, I don't know, summarize the gist of the Iran-Contra affair, we basically just did not, we had an embargo with Iran, and we weren't supposed to be like shipping them any arms or weapons, and that was supposed to be able to maintain peace. But of course the CIA does not like that. In fact, the CIA's main government control, their main function, is to essentially put things into action that will help overthrow other governments. They will literally do things like supply certain like groups of like militant opposition to different democratic regimes that are in power. They'll supply them with weapons and boost them up, give them money, help them to become as strong as possible, and then encourage their involvement in trying to overthrow this government. And so they are very successful using this. And one of those ways that they were able to do this was through the Iran-Contra affair. They had just helped the, I can't remember what the name of it was. In fact, maybe we should pull it up real quick. I think it was one of these. That's data set 8. No, I think it was this one actually. Yeah, here we go. See if I can find who it was that had overthrown the Iranian government. And that was through, I don't know, it was through the help of the CIA. And then they had somebody else in power that they didn't really necessarily like. So they were trying to fund a war basically between Iran and Iraq. And in order to do that, they were supplying both of them with different weapons to supply. Hey, buddy. What you need?
Nothing, I just want to talk to you.
Okay.
Give you a hug.
Thanks, bud. Love you.
Me too.
But so in order to do that, basically they just started supplying both sides with weapons, and that's going to ensure that they both have the ability to go to war. And it was this huge deal because it is not only illegal for us to be sending arms to a place where we have an embargo against them and sending them arms for that exact reason, but then in order to go around that, they were using different shell companies, and they were just using all these different ways to get around these embargoes so that they could still ship arms to Iran as well as Iraq. And the way that they were doing that was they were funneling they were essentially having Israel send their weapons that they made to these different places, Iran, Iraq, like supplying these different militant groups with weapons. And then the U.S. was going to replenish the Israeli military stuff that they got rid of, that they supplied to Iran or Iraq. In essence, the U.S. is supplying this stuff to them through this weird roundabout kind of thing. But what ends up happening is that back in the U.S., Jeffrey Epstein becomes very much entwined with a very famous guy named Lex Wexner. It's hard to say. And those two end up basically Wexner just funds Epstein's entire operation from the beginning. And this alone should show you the kind of networking skills and the kind of socialiteness he has about him, because it's kind of crazy that he can just wrap these people around his finger, if so to speak. Like, he's just going to get in with one of the most wealthy individuals on the planet. Or maybe he's not good at that. Maybe he's just good at gathering blackmail. Maybe he got some sort of blackmail on these guys, took them out drinking one night, and I don't know, had them do some weird stuff. But let's see. And as a lot of us have probably heard up until this point, there has been these connections with Epstein working with the Mossad. And it's this Iran-Contra affair that really ingrained Epstein into basically Israel's world, I feel like. I feel like that's where these connections really started, was him doing this illegal stuff through the CIA, essentially. So that's what I was kind of looking into earlier, trying to understand how this whole Iran-Contra affair really led to where we're at today. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, see right here. The CIA planned to fuel a war between Iran and Iraq to ensure neither Hussein nor Ayatollah Khomeini could gain control of the Strait of Hormuz. Which I don't really know what the purpose of that is. I wonder what the Strait of Hormuz is. Might have to look into that in a second. But they had these hostages, I guess. They had American hostages. So there was this hostage crisis that added this huge wrinkle into their plans of trying to get these two to go to war. And it was all because of this that they stopped selling weapons to Iran. Just altogether, the U.S. said no more.
$2 in the chat.
Hey, we got $2 in the chat. See, I know I hate having no chat up. Millennials best, $2 in the chat. Hell yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys actually as well for being here, listening to me. Let's see what we got here. We had Douglas Leese at the time. Who was Douglas Leese? It doesn't really say. Douglas Leese at the time owned a Bermuda-based holding company, LORAD, which is kind of a funny name, soon after the Iran arms deal was signed. A new ORLAD entity, a shell company called Norinco LORAD, was formed in Bermuda. A Hong Kong trading company called LORAD Far East followed a few months later. So these are those shell companies they were setting up. And initially they were using China's weapons in order to send these weapons over to the Middle East. And so this guy, Lease, was funding Middle East arms deals using this Bermuda shell company bank. And they ended up catching on to it. And he ended up getting busted for all these trafficking ties. And that's essentially what allowed like made the space for somebody new to step in and take control of what he left off. And that would make room for our guy Epstein. So I guess it's this, who is it? Henry Pottinger? No, John Stanley Pottinger. He is involved with this. I don't even really understand his involvement really, but he's involved with the Iranian like circumvention of this embargo, and he's just helping them set up these different shell companies. And it's interesting that the CIA is always involved with this stuff. And because of this guy Pottinger's relationship to setting up these shell companies and kind of helping them make everything look like it's above board, he ends up getting really close with Epstein, who was working in New York. Epstein was working as like a teacher, but then he stopped working as a teacher to pursue like financial consulting, which I thought was kind of a weird jump. It makes me wonder like how he made that jump. But let's see, we've got 1988, Jeffrey Epstein, former teacher and Bear Stearns employee, founds his financial management firm, J. Epstein & Co., begins to cultivate a network of wealthy and powerful clients and associates. So, like, he just stops working as a teacher and becomes a financial advisor working with wealthy, powerful clients. Like, if I just wanted to go in right now and just be like, yeah, we're just going to start advising people on their finances, I would have no idea how to do that, and I probably wouldn't have any idea of how to even get into that world. So the fact that he's able to just get right in makes me want to figure that out real quick.
So we're gonna figure it out right now.
Maybe like, why did Epstein create? Yeah, because other than that, like, I mean, how do you just get tied into that? Oh, and that was the other thing that I found is that originally, I think it's in my timeline. Let me pull it up. Let me see if I did. I found an article talking about how Epstein actually started the Clinton Foundation. Like, he provided the funding for the Clinton Foundation. Yeah, see, I don't like that none of this stuff is loading. Well, see, what good is this obsidian when you don't even work when I need you? Definitely put a damper on things.
They all gangsters.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I'm a little disappointed by Obsidian. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Let's see. Jeffrey Epstein created his financial consultation firm to manage assets for high net worth clients, which quickly became successful and allowed him to build... Yeah, okay, we get that, but how? Well, maybe it's because of this. I cannot type. American novelist and lawyer, Mr. John Stanley Pottinger. I want to look at this. The road to take down Jeffrey Epstein.
The truth for health.
The ultimate goal was to stay private. Traveling with Clinton was a bad move on the chessboard. I recognize that now, but you know what? even Kasparov makes them. You move on. They're saying Clinton was a bad person to link up with, I guess. Which, I mean, probably definitely true, but I would think that Clinton linking up with you would also be pretty bad link up there. I think the biggest thing that's going on with the initial file release that I was like noticing is it has everything to do with the investigation that he was originally caught up in like early 2005, 2006, that he ended up not necessarily getting acquitted of, but he didn't really face any time in jail. The time he was in jail was spent in like a work release program. So he didn't really spend any of the 13 months actually in jail. He just had to stay there, I think, like either on the weekends, like he had to sleep in the jail on the weekends, or it was like every night he got to come back to the jail after doing whatever all day, which was crazy. And then we also find out that he was Alex Acosta, the guy who was prosecuting him in this whole thing, was only not he was not prosecuting the case because he was told that Epstein is connected to intelligence, and so he's off limits to just back off. And then Alex Acosta goes on to be a pretty prominent member of Trump's cabinet. It's just really weird. And now we're finding out all this stuff about Trump. It's just, I don't know. There's just a lot going on here. And I think that him getting off, there's a lot of people that were like, oh, he got off, he's untouchable, and they kept maintaining contact with him. Some of those people being like, what's his name? Prince Andrew, right? How far back is the stream right now?
Dude, that's what I keep wondering, because I'm like, this has been on the same thing for forever. I even tried to fast forward, and it's still on that. I'm like, wait.
I don't know. I feel like we've been going for an hour. Is the video being... Oh, he only had to sleep at the jail at night. Yep, that's what I thought. I was like, he doesn't have to be there all the time. Sorry, our versions that we're watching over here are very different than what might actually be going on.
You know, it's
I appreciate that, Meg. You guys are certainly the only reason that I'm even here. And I'm trying to get better about live streaming because I definitely suck at it. And it is a skill for sure. Especially if you're poor like me and you can't afford the cool streaming program. So we're going OBS status, you guys. Maybe it's just stuck on that. That's what I think is happening. It's just stuck on that. OBS is fucking up. That's what's going on. Yeah, see, as soon as I restart it, it'll pop back up. Kind of annoying. We'll put this here.
You'll get there someday, bro.
One of these days, dude.
Gotta manifest.
Don't count on it anytime soon, though.
Manifest.
Alright, so this is what I was trying to show you guys. I was trying to figure out who Stanley Pottinger is and what his connection to Epstein is. So, yeah. Pottinger was connected to the CIA. Oh, okay, and he was a powerful official in the Nixon and Ford administrations, and a lightning rod who went to be a Washington lawyer. He was a Manhattan fixture in his 40s, an investment banker, and a guest at the swellest small dinner parties. So he was definitely connected. And from what I read before about Pottinger and Epstein, the two of them would get involved with trying to plan tax evasion tactics for these big companies, and planning out ways for them to basically route around having to pay any government taxes, because as you know, wealthy elites hate paying taxes. I probably would too, if I'm being honest. Like, taxes suck. So that's how they originally got connected, and that's how they originally started scheming and like working together to scheme up these different, I don't know, business opportunities. And so that's how he started getting involved with the wealthy elite. The question I am trying to figure out, though, is when was Epstein connected with Mossad? Like, how soon did this Mossad connection happen? Like, was he going in, linking up with this guy, Pottinger, trying to weasel his way into intelligence because he was working with Mossad? Or did this happen organically, and then over him becoming more and more powerful and invested and connected, then he started working with Mossad? But I would imagine that he started working with Mossad long before he started infiltrating all of these wealthy elite networks. It just seems like the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, people have been telling me to link up with Conspiracy Files. I've hit him up. He kind of ghosted me, so I just kind of gave up on it, to be honest. But yeah. Mr. B.T. Bush is saying before he was a teacher, he was linked up with Mossad. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting. There was always Epstein's. Do you know how many are still operating? There's some in the NYS, Great Lakes as well. Yeah, and I know his brother is still out there.
Yeah, bring him in. You want your chili, bro? Here?
Epstein. Maybe. Do you know how many are still operating? There's some in the NYS, Great Lakes as well. Yeah, and I know his brother is still out there.
Chili.
This is so dumb. This is super annoying. Why is it doing this? I think, okay, maybe that isn't just me. Maybe that will make me feel better. Because none of the stuff it should be doing is doing it.
Just tell everybody to go spam that guy, Conspiracy Kallmann. Just go tell him to spam the comments and tell him to tag you in it.
Yeah, the beginning was trippy. Yeah, I'd say that's an understatement. That's crazy. Yeah, we are definitely in need of collaborating. And he's been, what's funny is he's been collaborating with Sean Atwood channel, which I also have been. So it's kind of funny that we're both collaborating with the same people, but nobody's really collaborating. Like, we're not collaborating together. But like I said, I reached out to him. I hit him up on Facebook. He responded to me, and then when I responded, that was it. It was nothing. So, I mean, I could probably reach out again. Let's see. So we talked about how he left being a teacher, started his J. Epstein & Co. I believe he started J. Epstein & Co. with this Pottinger guy. That was the point I was trying to bring up. In 1992, he purchased Little St. James, a 75-acre private island. Now think about that. In the span of 4 years, he became so wealthy and powerful that he was able to buy an island, which is now considered PDF Island. And I saw a video, which I had it in my Obsidian timeline. I doubt it'll work, but there was all these kids that were, well, maybe I can just pull up the file. There was all these kids that went to Epstein Island, and I was like, is that a thing? Is this AI? Did they do this? This is cool.
Yo, Peggy DeForest. Thanks for the $5 in the chat.
Yeah, Peggy, $5 in the chat. $5 in the chat. Let's see, where is it? There it is. This one? Yeah, here it is. Hang on, let me add it up here real quick. Went to
Epstein's house right there? No way. We're in fucking Epstein's backyard. What are those?
Are those little kid chairs? Like, what the fuck are those?
Oh, hell no. behind me, man. Oh, they're here. Oh, fuck. No.
Just fake it, guys.
Yeah, you never know these days.
Yeah, you really don't. But I saw that and I was like, that's pretty wild.
But then again, the flag says release the files. I feel like when it comes to AI, there's a really hard time.
Jeffrey Epstein
putting in
negotiated the fucking contract to move the CIA's proprietary airliner, Southern Air Transport, which was busted running drugs and guns during Iran-Contra.
Can you hear this?
He personally was the authorized signatory on the deal with Southern Air Transport to move it to a military base in Columbus, Ohio to service the limited. Hey, any of you guys got any bright ideas about how you would go about in 1994 convincing the Central Intelligence Agency to move its proprietary CIA airline used for covert operations based in Miami to fucking up and move its entire operation to fucking Columbus, Ohio, just to service your personal company instead of the CIA? What do you think, he cold called the CIA? You think he just schmoozed the CIA? Or is it because he was handling out on Khashoggi's money during Iran-Contra that purchased the guns that Southern Air Transport a decade earlier was moving?
Mike Ben's the great
Love Alex Jones. But that was the guy that was talking about the Iran-Contra stuff, and essentially how Epstein, once he got connected with Lex Wexner, he moved the entire Iran-Contra operation out to the Ohio area, which is where Lex Wexner lives, and he has an airline, like airport out there. And this is where they were starting to run a lot of these illegal missions, or like illegal flights out of, was his personal private airfield, whatever. So I thought that was kind of wild, honestly. I was like, he must have had some really close connections with Wexner to be able to have him do that. Let's see if my canvas will pop up. Nope, still not popping up.
The kooky monster.
Alright, well, we'll go back to this and see if the timeline's popped up again. Yeah, see, everything pops up and seems fine. Maybe I'll try and go back to it here. Alright, there we go. It's popped up again. We'll see if it keeps going. I think the files are so deep. There's so many of them. And I downloaded like a full file, complete, just everything. It's like all 42,000 files that have been released. It's so much. Like, it's too much for a single person to even go through, which is why I'm looking forward to Ian Carroll releasing his web.io. That's going to make things extremely, extremely helpful. But this guy right here, I actually don't know who it was. His name was Reese Sullivan. He created this Epstein file browser that you can go through and look at all the different photos. So I wanted to go and look through some of the photos that were on there and just kind of look at who was involved, like what photos are even in there, like what are these photos even showing. And the big thing that's been going on with all of these files and redactions that are in the photos is the people that are being redacted, because per the Transparency Act request, it is said that they have to release the photos with the victims redacted. And the reason for that is for, obviously, victim safety. If they're not going to redact, if they're going to redact somebody like these people right here, then they are going to be victims, right? That's what you're going to assume. Okay. made payable to the immigration lawyer in New York, who was involved in one or more forced marriages arranged among Epstein's victims to secure a victim's immigration status. The check's memo line referenced the former Russian model's last name. So it just, this name probably, Indike, actually probably sounds like it was a victim. But there's a lot of cases throughout the documents where we'll see these redactions. It'll be full pages of redactions, or it'll be questions that were answered and the full answers redacted. And those are all things that are not only relevant, but they don't protect the victim. And in fact, in certain cases, it's very much protecting the co-conspirators that are involved with this. It's protecting the people whose identities we're literally asking for. The whole purpose of dropping these files is so that we'd have the proof of people that are involved, that were involved with this, because it's ridiculous.
Quick timeout.
What? Oh, hell yes. What do we got? Private reserve influence. Just an FYI, you helped me get sober and found my love of conspiracy theories. Hey, sobers. That's literally my favorite thing ever to hear, because I don't know, I just figured it was a way for me to give back to the sober community. I'm finally at a place where that's just what I feel like I need to do. So the fact that I'm helping others, or at least like showing you that it is possible, and I think that the biggest piece if you are trying to get sober is you just have to restructure your life. Like, you have to completely restructure your entire existence around not being drunk anymore, not doing your substance anymore, or maladaptive behavior. It could be anything, I don't know. So that's just my advice. And for me, I keep myself so busy with YouTube that I don't even have time to drink or even think about drinking anymore. But YouTube isn't really what got me sober, it helps keep me sober. Oh, thanks, bud. What, buddy?
Did you even realize how much people is in your live stream?
Mm-hmm.
Your Lily?
I sure do.
There's 187 people.
Crazy, dude, I know. Thanks for the Cheeto.
Yeah,
Bodhi loves when I'm live.
and that Cheeto is for getting whatever.
That was the other reason I got sober, is that cute little kid over there. What is even happening right now? I'm trying to sign into the chat so I can chat with you. There we go. I think I did it. Yes, alright. Now I can chat with you guys and see this. That's great. We're learning. We're getting it. Is it Gaddafi or Gaddafi? I'm pretty sure it's Gaddafi, but... okay, so this was just to show you guys that you can unredact some of the files, but you can't unredact all of them. And in order to know which ones you can unredact, you probably just have to go through every single one of them and do it. So, I don't know. Maybe not the best way to go about it. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, let me try and get this back up. Let me try and get the timeline back up here, because I feel like it was working. Obsidian, there we go, yes. Right? It just happens to be minimized. Alright, so this was like the first picture that really clued me in, because Michael Jackson, this picture was proven to be Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Bill Clinton, Diana Ross and MJ's kids, and this is from a Democratic National Convention, what's the word? Like, I don't know, just event, like a party, probably like a fundraiser, and they were flying on a jet. It's a private jet, but this is not the Lolita Express. This literally has nothing to do with Epstein. But the fact that this picture got blasted everywhere and people are still trying to, big league, freaking hot dog sandwich all day. Thank you so much for the $10. That seriously means a ton. I appreciate you more than you know. No, it's a dog. It's definitely a dog. Oh yeah, no worries, Stacy. Thanks for chilling with me. I appreciate it. Sorry it was kind of a shit show, but we're doing our best here. But this is when I started wondering, like, who else are they blacking out that shouldn't be blacked out? And it's like, this one we just conveniently are able to check this picture against, I think I have it in here. There's another picture. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, half of my stuff is just missing here. You see this? It's just gone. It's nothing. which is really frustrating. I spent some time actually putting this together.
It's the globalist elites.
It's the goddamn globalists. And this was the Iran-Contra stuff that I talked about a little bit. That's basically just how Epstein got his start into this world. But I do believe that that was when... Well, let's just look into it. Let's just do this together. How about we just go through that? When did Epstein get connected with Mossad? Since Obsidian's not working, we're just gonna go back here. Sorry, you guys. It's kind of I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. Maybe I have to like pay for it or something. I don't know. Rumored Mossad connection explained. Epstein wasn't Mossad. Okay. Epstein's self-exit has eerie similarities to rogue Mossad something. And none of these are going to be super helpful, so we're going to go over here to Grok, because Grok's always got this thing. Let's see, what are the... No, when? That's what I wanted to know, when. Because I feel like that's kind of important, knowing when, and if his whole entire, like, if his whole entire rise was due to the Mossad and Israel, then it's kind of an interesting thing to know. It says the earliest alleged, alright, Grok. Earliest alleged connection surfaces around 1987. God damn it, where'd it go? Yeah, 1987 and 1991, via Epstein's link to Ghislaine Maxwell, her father, Robert Maxwell. Robert was long rumored as a Mossad agent, helping with arms trafficking, which is exactly what the Iran-Contra affair was, bugged software, and tipping off Israel on nuclear whistleblower Mordecai Van Union. Okay. Epstein reportedly met Ghislaine through Robert in the late 80s, with claims he assisted in hiding Maxwell's stolen pension funds offshore. So, honestly, I believe that the 1987 to 1991 timeline... Thanks, bud. The timeline makes sense, because this timeline over here is saying that he began... Dang. Thanks, bud. So yeah, right here, 1988, Epstein, former teacher, begins his financial management firm. Likely pushed into that, and just like most people have said, Epstein probably was not this mastermind that people make him out to be. Freaking Big League, you are the best, seriously. I appreciate you so much. Another $10 in the chat.
Nice.
Yeah, and who taught Robert Maxwell? Who taught the guy who taught Robert Maxwell? Exactly. Well, and if we really trace back, we talked about this in my 9/11 video, but if we trace back Israel to its roots, Israel is not just like the nation of the Jews. Like, it is not just the place where Jews call home. That's not what it is. It is a paid-for, created nation state that was paid for by the Rothschild family. So the whole Nation of Islam, Special K, we got $7.99 in the chat. Special K, you're the best. I love that. Sometimes people call me that because my last name is Kenyan, so they'll be like, yo, Special K. But that was a long time ago. So yeah, I feel like the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, it just makes me wonder, like, why him? Like, what did he possess that they were like, yeah, this is the guy that we're going to put in place to start this whole thing? Because clearly that's what happened. He got linked up during this Iran-Contra affair. Because let's look into this. When was that affair? When was this whole Iran-Contra thing? And yeah, here's some files that we can go through. This is that file browser I was talking about earlier, you guys. If you want to look through all these photos and files, there are so many. Like, prepare. That's probably why the stream is lagging, because I've got these files pulled up. What was I gonna look up? ADHD. Oh yeah, see, this is that page that I copied, and this is all the stuff that was previously redacted, but when I copied it and pasted it, it was no longer redacted. And some of this stuff, like I said, you just can't know which stuff it is. This is Government Exhibit 1. It's actually got quite a few documents in here. Pretty long PDF file. So this is what I mean when we're like, yeah, let's go through the Epstein files. Like, going through these, unless you're going page by page and you've got like a team of people, like, I don't know how people are going through this. Or if you are like Ian Carroll and you're a genius and you've got friends who are creating this app called Web that can just sort through all this stuff for you and then pull out key pieces of info and tell you exactly where to find it. But one of the things that we do see a lot is this continued reference to the criminal activity. We see them talking about the Epstein enterprise. We see them talking about the enterprise being for engaging in human trafficking, forced sexual servitude, and commercial sexual activity of underage girls and young women. You see this a lot. And so they're clearly saying that this is exactly what's going on, and yet we had Kash Patel saying that there is no evidence that he was ever trafficking to anybody, he was ever doing anything to anybody. Yo, welcome to the Sober Squad, Special K. So I think it's very strange that there's so much evidence in here, and yet Kash Patel was trying to say that there was nothing going on. So he seems like he's under some serious fire since the release of these documents. I don't know. Have you seen any videos of Kash Patel just getting lit up during these different, like, I don't even know what they are. They're just like...
Oh, dude, I see him get lit up at every discussion, every interview, every time he's on.
Anytime he's ever anywhere, he's just
no, there was all
lit.
that. There was all that stuff about how he was like. They're like, oh yeah, well, he doesn't leave his house or anything like that. He's like,
he probably can't.
You
can't leave your house, Kash.
As the head of the FBI, I would never want my face out there.
And his beard wife.
Yeah.
What's that mean? What's the beard wife? How do I not know that?
The beard wife? Actually, I don't know that reference.
Well, I don't know. Probably has something to do with her. She's definitely hot, but... I also was looking through some of the files. I just came across this, and I just thought it was really weird. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the Officer Tartaglione thing, talking about... What was that guy's name? Clay something. Now I gotta know. Clay. Let's see if it pops up with this. This, it was an ex-police officer, right? And he was working with the mob. And this guy, what was his freaking name? It was Clay something. Let me click on this one. Clay Tiffany, there we go. Yeah, it's this guy right here, Clay Tiffany. Oh, great. Yep, see, OBS is not switching when I switch DuckDuckGo pages. It does not switch with me. I don't like that. I don't like it. But this guy right here, Clay Tiffany, he had his own public access television show called Dirge for the Charlatans. Now, I definitely want to see if I can find some old episodes of his show because it sounds really, really interesting. He just sat there for hours and talked conspiracies. And this was like, I don't even know. When was this? Let's see if it says. Definitely before the internet, before there was people just talking conspiracies all the time. Definitely not mainstream for him to be discussing anything like that. But there was a point in time when he was talking about the mob and their ties to different conspiracies. And this guy, hey, she ate peaches. Thank you for the $9.99 in the chat. You guys rock. Seriously, you guys rock. But yeah, Clay Tiffany was talking about this mob stuff, and he ended up getting pulled over one day. And this Clay Tiffany guy was just like doing the normal thing, license registration. But the officer that pulled him over was this Officer Tartaglione. And I gotta find a picture of this guy. Hopefully they have one in this article. Nope, they don't. But he, let's see. Oh yeah, maybe it's this right here. We can pull up a picture. He's a freaking massive dude. He's a beefcake. Yeah, look at this dude. Isn't that freaking nuts? This dude's a freaking monster. But anyways, he pulls him over and he starts roughing him up because he's like, yo, look, the truth is I'm an enforcer for the mob. And if you don't stop talking, then we're going to have you killed. And sure enough, instead of stopping, Clay goes on his next broadcast and starts talking about exactly what happened to him. I guess he gets pulled over, or like Tartaglione and his goons come over to his house multiple times. Yeah, straight up roids, right? Roids for sure. But he comes over, roughs him up a few more times, and then after roughing him up is like, yo, this is like your final chance. And so I don't know exactly what happened, but he ended up, because he had roughed him up so many times, Clay decided to counter-sue, or like to sue him for, like, I don't know, assault maybe? I can't remember why he sued him. And instead of actually going to trial, they came to a settlement, and Clay Tiffany settled for a pretty substantial sum. But with all of the back and forth between him and this Tartaglione guy, there was just like tons of drama, and it made his show seem like, I don't know, it just made him look even crazier than he already looked. And people were saying like, yo, you just need to pull this guy's show. Like, we don't want the show up anymore, especially after all the stuff that he is accusing this police officer of doing. Like, we don't know if it's true or not. Like, we know it's true now, but at the time they were like, it just sounds crazy. Like, why would a police officer come over and rough him up? Like, it sounds far-fetched. But, and especially because they settled, there was no, like, proof that he did it. So Clay Tiffany ends up shutting down his broadcast network show, unfortunately for him. And life goes on for him. He probably did fine. He had a settlement. But then he dies in 2015. A year later, and this is what we had pulled up earlier, there's 4 men who were executed. These 4 guys right here, they were executed by this Officer Tartaglione guy. Nicholas Tartaglione. Damn. That brings a bad name to the Nick, and I don't like it. But anyways, he takes out these 4 guys, execution style, gets arrested, and of course this is a mob hit. He's doing this as an executioner for the mob, if you didn't already know that. And this is in 2016 that this happens, just a year after Clay Tiffany dies, which is kind of strange, you know? But they put this guy, Tartaglione, in prison for multiple homicides. He ends up with Jeffrey Epstein in a jail cell when Jeffrey, where is it? Right here. We'll just go through this. On July 23rd of 2019 at 1:27 a.m., Jeffrey Epstein was found in the fetal position in his cell, breathing but not responding to staff. His neck was red, placed on S-Watch, and medical evaluation. Cellmate Tartaglione, this is the same guy that we were talking about with the mob ties, who executed 4 men, execution style, was medically evaluated with no injuries. Cellmate Tartaglione was medically evaluated with no injuries, provided daily psychological evaluation while on S-Watch. So this makes it seem like this Tartaglione guy did something to Epstein and his neck was red, and then after that he was placed on S-Watch and he was medically evaluated. They also medically evaluated his giant, roided out cellmate Tartaglione, and he was medically evaluated with no injuries. So in my opinion, what it sounds like they did was they're like evaluating the fact that this Tartaglione guy just beat up or tried to strangle Epstein. That's what it sounds like. And we got Twin in Toucans. T-Wine in Toucans. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I'm reading it too much. I have a very cool contact who had to seek asylum in Moscow 8 years ago. State Department took his passport in Moscow. A fellow Palm Beach detective gave him 700 vids. That detective was X'd the next day. Damn, that's crazy. That's super crazy. Also, thank you for the $10 in the chat. Seriously appreciate that's amazing. You guys are really just doing too much. You guys are amazing. But try, why did he stop? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out these comments for a second.
I don't know, I think we need a medical evaluation on the egg-shaped penis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's look more into this egg-shaped penis. Jeffrey Eggstein penis shape. I'm curious. I'm just real curious. Oh, that may not be a great
dang it.
Jeffrey Eggstein. Let's put penis condition. Actually, let's just do Kallmann syndrome. See if he actually has it. Because I don't know if they actually tested anything, but there was DNA. Allegedly, there was DNA that was found in the cell after he did. What is a micropenis? Condition that Hitler and Jeffrey Epstein.
Definitive.
Do you guys watch Workaholics? Because that's the only time I've ever known about a micropenis. But Adolf Hitler made headlines for a surprising reason. DNA analysis determined he may have a micropenis.
Penis is so small.
This freaking image right here. Oh, it's doing it again. It didn't follow me back over.
Ah!
All right, there we go. So yes, that is what I'm saying though. Tartaglione tried to kill him. But let me go back to this just real quick because I did actually want to finish that up.
Now it's following you.
Yeah, because I think it's because on the same tab it'll follow me, but if I switch tabs, it freaks out. Oh no, see, it switched tabs that time. Okay, so after all of that happened, he was provided a psychological evaluation. He went on S-Watch. On the 29th, which would be 6 days later, he was removed from S-Watch, and after daily interaction with psychology services, he was returned to special housing unit with cellmate Reyes, 85993, blah, blah, blah. And he was with this same cellmate until August 9th of 2019, which is, of course, the day that he did not hang himself. And that I thought was interesting because all these videos online are talking about how Tartaglione was his last cellmate. That's not true. We find out right here he was not, in fact, his last cellmate. Although he was a last cellmate, he was probably his second to last cellmate, and obviously tried to strangle him. So that's kind of an interesting piece of information, in my opinion, if you ask me. And then he was taken off of S-Watch, moved with this guy Reyes. Cellmate Reyes out of institution for court. Reyes is released from court to community and does not return to the institution. So Epstein in legal visit all day until 6:45 p.m. Returned to cell with no cellmate. Was on psych alert and required cellmate. So this is on the day that he passed away, the morning of. By 7 p.m., unit manager gave Epstein a phone call. Comtech on way into verifying who and number. So they're trying to figure that out, I guess. Unit manager reports pleasant call, in good spirits, nothing unusual. So he was in a great mood, nothing wrong with him. And then at midnight, officer conducts count. Epstein waves at officer. He waves at the officer. I doubt that. Oh, hey, Mr. Officer. Yep, I'm doing great. I highly doubt that. 100,000% doubt that. One officer reports they failed to conduct a 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. official count. Okay. Officer asked if conducted 30-minute checks. Didn't respond. Just put her head down. She just went, no, we didn't do it. Second officer refuses to discuss. This is in the special unit too. What is it called? The special housing unit. This is where special motherfuckers stay. Because it's special housing. People like Epstein, really high profile individuals. When I was in the S unit, I don't know what it was like for him, but when I was in the S unit, that was not pleasant at all. You have to be naked, you wear like this bulletproof vest, and that's all you get to wear. It's terrible. Literally the worst. Was he given a deal to off him? Probably, honestly. I bet, maybe not even a deal. Those guys are in prison for forever. They probably just still have ties. They still work for the mob, even though they're in prison. But the mob will pay them to take out people in prison and then keep their commissary full and keep their, I don't know, send them whatever they want through conjugal visits. And, you know, they take care of them while they're in prison. Because I don't feel like they don't have the legal authority to really get a guy that murdered 4 dudes execution style out of jail or out of prison. So the best they can do is just make him an inside guy now. And it sounds like he was, based on this little paragraph right here. And then let's see, second officer refuses to discuss. So there's a whole lot of weirdness. Every single officer talking about, the only officer that was like, oh yeah, everything was great, is this officer that conducts the count and waves at Epstein, apparently. Which I don't think happened. But then the next officer says, actually, we really messed up, and from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., the 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. counts, we just said, nah, we didn't do them. And yeah, I believe with you. He ain't dead for sure. Makes me wonder where he is, but he ain't dead. He's definitely not dead. And whatever body they got, I don't know whose body it was. Probably this Reyes guy. That's why this Reyes guy never returned to his cell. Maybe. But, okay, here we go. Officer conducts count, blah, blah, blah. Both are second officer refuses to discuss. Both are seen by EAP this morning. I don't know what EAP is. Staff serving breakfast. Oh, breakfast meal. Staff serving breakfast meal find Epstein unresponsive in cell. This is at 6:33 a.m. Staff call for assistance and begin CPR. Epstein's moved to the health service department at 6:45 a.m. EMS arrives at 6:59 a.m. Transported to the hospital at 7:23 a.m. and pronounced no longer with us at 7:36 a.m. Okay. They reported bruising around his neck, and institutional staff report orange makeshift noose laying in cell. Cell secured for possible crime scene. I actually found this picture, and it did not seem like he was able to do that with the image that I saw. Let me see if I can find it again. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. This one? God bless. Would you follow me over? OBS is really screwing up, you guys, but it did just update, so I'm going to blame that. EAP is Employee Assistance Program. Oh, okay, nice. That actually makes sense. Thank you, Haley. Look at this. Where, though? Like, even if it was from that top bunk, you could still put your feet in so many places. There's still so many ways. And look at how trashed this place is. That does not look like someone... That looks like there was a tussle. Don't you think? Where is this? Let's pull up this picture. Multiple nooses. Because just one's not enough. Where is this picture from? Where are they taking this? It's in the corner. Doesn't seem very long. Oh, okay, and that was the other thing. Let me see if I can pull them up. It's in my files, actually. So I've got all these files of... Oh my god, dude. They released all of these. Where is it? No, I think it's in downloads. Volume 8. Images. Nope, natives. There we go. Finder. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Look at all of these files, you guys. These are all video files showing Epstein's jail cell. They're like an hour long. And I was trying to go to like the end to see. I mean, if you got the time and you got the energy, there are videos for you to watch. Let me tell you. And these videos, okay, apparently it doesn't get bigger than this. Okay, it gets a little bigger. This is the jail cell where Epstein was being kept. It's not the best, like, image or, like, quality, but there's supposedly, like, this is allegedly the only entrance to this area, is what they say. But throughout the course of some videos, you see some guy in an orange jumpsuit, like, come out from over here, but he never actually comes into the room from anywhere else. So it makes you wonder what other second entrance there is. And if I remember right, Epstein's either up this way or he was up this way, up these stairs. But there is hours and hours of footage that you can watch, and I don't, what's 8, 9, and this is, what, 2 in the afternoon, so this is well before anything happened.
Well, there's the whole controversy about the certain amount of time that was missing the segment, basically from when, like, he was found and things like that, or people going in or something like that. That's redacted. That's not in there. So there's this whole thing about.
Oh, like the time that there's like time missing.
Yeah, there's like time missing from this footage specifically that people are believing is like when things happened or what something went down that they didn't want you to see, and they took that footage out from this surveillance footage specifically. There's like 6 minutes, something like that, that's missing.
Pic taken on the island a couple days after he ceased looks just like him. We gotta look for this. There's a picture that possibly looks just like him. This is on the 10th. What, I don't know what they put up, this like barrier thing. I don't get that, but. So wait. Just a second. What time did he actually pass away? Because that would be.
It was between 12 and 6:33.
See, look, I love how it always goes back to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Epstein's found unresponsive on the 10th. And those files that I just brought up, there's like a weird gap. There's no, like, between here. This goes from, oops. Stop. Can't grab it. Struggling, dude. There we go. And I wonder where this is.
Don't know if he's showing up. $8 in the chat.
We got $8 in the chat. Thank you so much. Hang on, let me move this window and then I'll be able to show you. Or say what's up. Shout out to you. Alex Aquarius. Yo, I'm an Aquarius too. Who puts a neck brace on a cadaver? Wait, is there photos of his body? Because that's what I would like to see. Alright, so this is 8-8. We go through... Nope, that's just the 8th. Oh, it's this one. I was opening the wrong one. I like that they all start small. Alright, so this is 8-9 at 1400. It's only an hour, right? We go to this one. This is 8:10, starting at 5 p.m. There's no video in between. Nothing. The whole time period where all this Epstein just went down is just gone. And I don't know what these videos are. I don't know where this is. I need to figure that out, like what this is even showing. What's the purpose of this desk? Maybe this is the entrance to that area, and that's how you get into it, and this is supposed to be filming that area. I don't know. All I know is that these are all like hour-long plus videos, so I don't have time for all that. I don't think anybody does. But let's go through a couple of these documents they got in here. Document management analysis. Task supervisor. U.S. Maxwell scanning. I don't know what this is. Looks like it's some sort of financial sheet. This is probably all shit from the jail. Yeah, it looks like Oh, maybe these are telephone records that they subpoenaed. I don't know. I don't really care about that stuff, actually. I did want to go back through and look at some pictures, but I wanted to talk about that cell stuff because I thought that was really interesting. And there's tons of videos, and then just the fact that that video footage is straight up missing is dumb. It makes no sense. We'll go back to DuckDuckGo here, and... Okie dokie. And we were going to look at... Oh, yeah, you're right. Look at this. Although I might have to blur it out or something. Stupid stream. But yeah, he's got a freaking neck brace. They found him the next morning. They were really trying to save his life. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely looks like him. But it's also not the best picture. I don't know. It just, to me, this screams tussle. And also, how'd they get so many orange garments? That's not two guys. In fact, he didn't have a cellmate, right? He wasn't supposed to have a cellmate. So, this is one dude's, like, clothes for the day? When I was in jail, they gave me barely enough clothes to cover my body and some slip-on shoes that were freaking made of foam. So, yeah, what? Does he furrow his brow upon death?
Huh?
Let's see. I don't know. It's a good question. What's he eating? What is it? What is that? Is it
Might be like
trach tube?
trach tube or something.
Looks like he dyes his eyebrows, that's for sure.
Uh.
Yeah, why do they look painted on? Lori, what's up? I just saw you're in here. I really appreciate all you guys. I hope you know that. Thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry it's not super focused. I'll come more prepared on the next one for sure. But hopefully you guys had a good Christmas, because I definitely did. Video shows Jeffrey Epstein returning to his cell the night of his death. Let's watch this. Because we all know that he did not do this to himself, but... Yo, what the hell happened? And where's this tape? I guess I do have that tape, because that's the 9th at 7:49. Or no, maybe we don't, because that other one ended at like 16, didn't it? 16 would be 4 p.m. I just don't know. I feel like the files that they released are just kind of bogus in a certain way, you know? Alright, so this is the... I mentioned this earlier. Actually, before we do that, let's go back to the penis thing. Because I really want to know about this micropenis.
Uh-oh.
Epstein micropenis. Let's see proof. Let's type proof.
Where's this plugged into? It's gonna...
Yeah, that is a lot of orange. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is going on? Yeah, and this is plugged in, so I don't know why it wouldn't be charging. It just maybe not charging fast enough. I don't know.
As long as it doesn't die in you.
Alright. What is a micropenis? How small are we talking?
So small.
This picture's great. I mean, this guy doesn't seem to have a micropenis.
Nope.
But this guy definitely, I mean... Let's get a good zoom in on this.
I don't see anything there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything there. So, I mean... The micropenis theory is looking pretty strong.
Just a couple hard-boiled eggs in there.
Just a couple... Just a couple hard-boiled eggs. Would you say the Michael photo is proof? I mean, what are we expecting in all honesty? It's so true, though. Did we expect him to be hugely hung? Because a guy that's hugely hung doesn't need small little girl hands to make him feel better. The egg-shaped part is the funniest part to me, because if you think about what that actually means, like, just think about an egg-shaped wiener. Like, it's so fucking funny to think about. That's a really goofy looking penis, man. Let's see. I think the only proof is that video we watched earlier, is the fact that he gets so mad about it, and then we've got that picture of him with just a little egg in there, so. Also, yeah, what is that? It said, Epstein looked down with a self-satisfied smirk on his face before his lawyer steps in, threatening to end the deposition if the embarrassing line of questioning continues. Yeah, why was he smirking? Like, yeah, I do have a small micropenis, or how did they know that? Or I'm really uncomfortable. Like, what is the purpose of the smirk? One witness described your penis as oval-shaped, thick towards the bottom, but it was thin and small towards the head. Called it egg-shaped. Yeah, so then they abruptly end the interview, but there's no proof here. Alright, well, so yeah, I guess that's the only thing that we got going to prove it. I think this picture is probably the best proof we've got. At least for now. Surge of interest in rare lemon micropenis condition.
Lemon.
Jeffrey Epstein accuser Rena O described the financier's penis as extremely deformed. It said it resembled the shape of a lemon. Okay, you got one or two people saying the same thing and using different shapes, or like different, I wanted to say fruits, but I guess an egg's not a fruit. You got different food items being referenced to talk about this guy's wiener shape. And we're not talking eggplant. So I would say that's pretty legit. I'd say we can say confidently that Jeffrey Epstein did in fact have an egg micropenis.
Penis is so small.
I feel like we've settled that one, personally. I think it's been settled. Originally I was going to go back through the early files, and I was just going to start at the beginning and go with you guys through, because I plan on doing a unboxing life with Lori. $5 in the chat. Hell yes. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody else. Thank you so much, Lori. I really appreciate you guys so much. It really does mean a lot, especially this time of year. Christmas is stressful. I don't know about for you guys, but Christmas is stressful. Thank goodness it's over. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I was going to go back through everything. I feel like I did quite a bit of deep diving into the beginning of the story, talking about Virginia Giuffre in my Virginia Giuffre episode. So if you want to know more, I would definitely go back to look at that. I think the one thing that I keep thinking about when I look at the original Epstein files, which it's 950 documents or files all related to the civil lawsuit between Virginia Giuffre and Ghislaine Maxwell. The thing that I found pretty interesting about it is that Ghislaine is the only person to have ever been convicted. Like, she's the only one, and she's still in prison. It's really weird. How did she become the fall guy in all of this? Or the fall gal, I guess. There's so many other people that had way more to do with it. Mine was straight until my first girlfriend broke it. That reminds me of the new guy with the...
Oh, yeah, dude.
Needle dick. Needle dick. Shit was hilarious. So then let's move forward a little bit. I do want to look at these pictures here in a second and go through. Oh yeah, broke dick. Broke dick. Needle dick is like a... That's got to be something else. That's got to be... I think that's another like Adam Sandler. Yeah, it's Waterboy for sure. Yeah, I mean, hopefully on the autopsy they confirm, if we ever get the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein, hopefully it'll confirm egg-shaped penis. But we'll never know. Let's see.
We need to subpoena the coroner.
Subpoena the coroner. We want to know, egg-shaped or not.
Egg-shaped or not.
Show us the eggs.
Show us your eggs.
the Palm Beach Police Department, and if you guys haven't seen the Epstein documentary on Netflix, it'll give you a pretty good rundown of everything that happened originally, how he actually got put in jail. But it was just because of a cop who was investigating this 14-year-old daughter that was reported to have been essayed by this guy around the corner in this wealthy mansion. And they researched into it, and they found out that there was some serious stuff going on. They had multiple other allegations, and they decided to actually open up a formal investigation. And that turned into an FBI federal investigation. And then he ended up getting caught and accused and prosecuted and charged. And that's when he went into jail and did 13 months. But it was, like we mentioned earlier, he was able to leave at night. Or leave during the day. He just had to stay at night in the jail. So basically just sleeping there. And then in the morning he could leave and continue trafficking children. I don't really know. And then he was released after 13 months. And this special circumstance was all because of prosecutor Alex Acosta. And by July of 2009, tons of people had separated themselves from Epstein. Not everybody. And he continued his operation. And likely he was untouchable through all of this because he has ties to Mossad and the CIA. And I would imagine there was no way that they were ever going to prosecute this guy, like, legitimately. It's actually kind of surprising he even got any sentence at all, if you ask me. Like, really, dude? I thought that he would just get off scot-free. And then Virginia Giuffre, God rest her soul, continued pushing pretty much starting in 2015. This is when she files the civil lawsuit against Ghislaine. And then from there, she just goes on a mad, like, expose mission, trying to get everybody that she believes was responsible for what happened to her and everybody else that they took control of. They believe that, or she was just going hard, trying to get other victims to come out and throw Epstein under the bus and just, like, gain as much support, trying to prove that he was doing the things he was doing. And as most of you guys know, Virginia Giuffre passed away, 2024? When was that? That was recent. The beginning of this year?
Maybe.
God, man, I don't know. Time goes so weirdly for me. But I did want to look into, real quick, damn, now I forgot what it was. Damn, now I totally forgot what it was.
You're going to look at all the people that Giuffre was rounding up?
No, there was quite a bit of them. There was a lot of girls that came out after this, but she disappeared from Epstein's thing. She met a guy in Thailand, and they got married. And that was her husband, Robert, I believe. And they both moved. He was from Australia, so that's when they moved down to Australia. And then she was just, like, living her life normally, trying to let it go. And then in 2015, she had her first daughter, I believe. And she had this, like, awakening moment. Hey, another $5? Thank you so much. You're seriously the best. 2 soup cans with holes in the bottom. Connected with twine is a phone. Works hundreds of feet away. I'm old school. I love it. That's what your name means. That's what you're saying. Okay. That's freaking great. Thank you so much for the $5. I'm hearting that. I appreciate you guys, seriously. So yeah, Virginia Giuffre, she had her daughter, and she saw this beautiful daughter, and then she was like, I have to do something to help. Like, I can't believe that there's people out there taking advantage of such precious, innocent life. It's sickening. I need to do something about this. And that's when she changed her tune, and she started being a huge activist, which is obviously what got a target on her back. And I actually spoke with somebody really, really, really close with, not even just the case, with Virginia herself. And they asked me to keep them anonymous, so I'll keep that, and I'll keep them anonymous. But what they told me is that when Virginia Giuffre was found, she was found with a bag over her head. So she did not, in fact, put that bag over her head on her own, I would imagine. Kind of like the Epstein situation. He did not put those orange clothes all over the floor or the orange jumpsuit around his neck. There's just no way. Also, why were there so many, like, clothes in that freaking jail cell? It makes no sense to me. But is it not updating again? This is literally driving me nuts. I think we're even on the same page and it's still not updating. So, I don't know, the Virginia Giuffre thing is definitely strange. And then her brother-in-law, or her stepbrother, I should say, he, like, all of her family lives here in Colorado. It's kind of crazy. They live very close to where I live. In fact, her stepbrother went to a rival high school of mine. And I reached out to him on Facebook and was like, yo, dude, we're literally neighbors. And I have just been reading all this stuff about your sister, Virginia, and what happened to her. And I would love to chat with you, bro, ask you some questions, because allegedly you were the one in the house when she passed away. And he read my messages, and he added me as a friend on Facebook, but he did not respond to my messages. And I still see him occasionally keeping up with, like, my posts and stuff. So super weird. Never responded to me to this day. But then I come to find out this person that's close to the source told me that he was in fact in the house when Virginia Giuffre died. But also at the same time, he wasn't in the house when she died, because he had left for an hour to go to the store to pick up some things on a quick little trip to the store, quote unquote, quick hour-long trip to the store. And the whole reason he was there was because Virginia just got into this bus accident, and she had family members rotating through her house trying to get, help her with whatever she needed help with. And during this period when he's supposed to be watching over her, taking care of her, making sure she's okay, he takes an hour to just disappear and go get food or something at the store. I don't think so. If my sister was in that position, I would never leave her side. And they had a little farmhand help chick that was there that could have helped them, but he told her to go home for the day. Very suspicious. Then he leaves for an hour, comes back from the store, and finds Virginia with a bag over her head, passed away. Something's up. And the news keeps saying that, well, her and her husband were in jail, or her and her husband were in talks of divorce, and he had been hitting on her, and so that's why they were split up, and she was staying at the farmhouse, and he was staying at their other house, like an hour and a half away. But he had the kids with him. And I'll tell you right now, if he was hitting her and abusing her in any way, then the kids wouldn't be with him. That's for sure. So a part of me thinks that the kids were with him because she knew something was coming her way. She knew something was on her way. Dang. What does this say? Hang on.
Mode Morose.
Mode Morose. Modem Morose. Modem Morose. $9.99 in the chat. Literally, you guys are the best. You guys are seriously making my whole day. I can't even tell you how much it means to me. I think she was already gone by then with someone hacking into her account. My son got Alienware gaming computer. That's sick. Have him touch grass instead. You guys are funny. Modema. Yep, father takes kids away and made sure she could not see them. Yeah, so the father took the kids away and made sure she couldn't see him, but allegedly he was hitting her and, like, abusing her. So, like, it just doesn't really make any sense. Like, the whole story they put out there doesn't make any sense at all. And the person that I spoke with said the reason it doesn't make any sense is because they're making it seem like it was one way, but it really wasn't. It was her trying to protect her husband and children from getting killed because she felt like she was next. Because there was another victim that had recently died just before that happened to her. I can't remember who it was. Let me look real quick.
Eggs.
So if you guys are like me and you want to check out these files, there is this really cool tool this Reese Sullivan guy made. It is on X. Let me go to it real quick. Reese Sullivan, yep, right here. So if you go to Reese Sullivan's page, obviously follow him. And then he's got this link right here, epsteinfiles.browser/vercel. And then this will take you right here. It's got all of the pictures. And I'm sure you saw, look at this, my computer's freaking out. It's about to die. It's like, too much is going on.
Too many videos, too many things.
which is fine. I'll close some stuff out. I don't know why it's all running anyways. I'm going to close Obsidian. I don't know what its problem is, but it's kind of pissing me off.
Need a wing.
So anyways, you go to this, I think I'm going to have to restart DuckDuckGo. Yep. Alright, my bad. Well, computer's losing it. It's probably getting full on storage. All these videos, all this stuff I save. Need to get a new external. Okay, but anyways, you pull this Epstein files.vercel up, and it's super, super cool. Like, there's just tons of photos that were all... It's all the photos that were taken during the investigation. Restart this real quick. And I thought this one was really interesting, because if you look here, you will see a photo that we are probably familiar with.
Oh, that's that photo.
Yep, this is that Bill Clinton photo that we see all the time with him in Monica Lewinsky's dress. And RGZ, not all of them can be unredacted, only some of them can. It's like, what I heard was somebody said that there's a way when you're redacting shit that you have to put like those blocks over the top of the letters. But if you don't hit flatten, which means it like combines the blocks to the paper as like a single image, then you can still copy and paste and it'll show the actual text underneath. But they only did it with some of the files. Like they forgot to do it on some of the files. Like they just forgot to flatten some of them. But there is some, let me see if I can pull that video up again. I mean, there's a whole unredacted files set. But I mean, look at all these. This is just data file set 8. This is just data set 8 right here. Okay, let's just start going through. This is useless. This one is also useless. This one is where I found the stuff about him being in the fetal position. In his cell, you know. See, this is the thing about like most of them. You're just like, I don't. Half of this stuff is pointless. Let's go down here. Also, they re-uploaded a lot of this stuff, and then they redacted it further. But let's try and copy this one. Like, this is what they're saying you got to do. You just copy the whole page, and then you go to your pages or Word document, whatever you're trying to use. Doesn't matter. It just has to be a text editor software. And then you paste it. And it looks like it did unredact it. Right? Here's the, let's see what's the first, we got memorandum for blank warden. Let's see if we can figure out who blank warden is. What app is this? Pages. There we go. Memorandum for warden. Nope. So it doesn't, it just removes the black parts. It doesn't even include them. Mr. Blank. Yeah, see, like right here it says Mr. called Signet Technologies. Yeah, so I think it just removes it if you copy it normally because it's been redacted. So that's kind of dumb. What am I doing? We're going to DuckDuckGo. There we go. You guys should use DuckDuckGo if you don't for your browser. I'm just saying. It's a good browser. Very well protected. Keep you from having to watch ads and stuff. Let's see, does this even say anything worth looking into? Not really. Yo, brother, what the hell is going on up there? That place is off the charts. I'm kind of glad I didn't get the job up there, lol. How are you doing? Yeah, just a bunch of email threads. But here, I wanted to go up to this Vercel thing and look through some of these photos. But if you guys want to do this as well, those photos are up. He made a really cool tool. It's got all of the photos. Looks like they busted into his mansion. These are old. This is from the original document release. showing just a bunch of areas of his house. There's another image of that Clinton picture somewhere I remember seeing. But there was also this really weird picture of this kid statue that was like, what the F, dude? Seriously. There it is. What is this?
What?
Literally, what is this?
Looks like a statue of Rosa
Did
Parks.
this thing die? Useless. What kind of freaking charging cable is that? See, it's not even pulling it up. Yeah, there's heaps of weird pictures for sure. Heaps and heaps. Look at this zebra that looks like it's been ripped open. So weird. Let's go all the way to the bottom. See what the new pictures are. Because the thing that has been driving me nuts lately is the amount of information that is being given, or the amount of time that is being given to the Trump-Clinton stuff. I mean, I guess it is big. It's a big deal if Trump is in fact involved with the Epstein files pretty seriously. It shows that he certainly does have more to do with what is this? It shows he certainly has more to do with things than he's led on to believe, which makes you wonder why. Why is he lying about it? And then some of these things that they're accusing him of are pretty freaking gnarly, dude. What is this? Is this a dog? What is that?
I have no idea.
Here, real quick, you can take a look at this picture. Tell me if this is a dog or not. I'm going to grab a faster charger. I don't know if this one just sucks or not, but I'll be right back. Yeah, is that a dog? What, for real though, like what is that? How come it's not pulling it up?
It's charging now. Maybe it just wasn't charging earlier.
This is getting so dumb that it's not.
It does look like a dog though.
Yeah, I guess I can see it on here now. Sorry, my second screen died, so it's really thrown a wrench into the works here, even though it was charged. Trump's hair is a psyop trig. I fully believe that. Trump's hair is legendary, dude. What's going on with this hair? Alright, here we go. Make it a little bigger. Alright, there we go. Alright, yeah, is this a dog? And here, you can go through some of these pictures, Haas, while I go find this charger.
What up, sobers?
Oh, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna charge it right off the comp, baby.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, just hit that X at the top left. See what other pictures they got in here. I don't understand that. That looks like a dead dog. Possibly ritual sacrifice. Just hit allow. If it made you do it. I got the mouse over there. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to have some time to go through this and actually look into some of the files and see what they got and look for interesting shit on my own. I just don't have a good tool to analyze them. Yeah, what is that? Another black bag.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to click on that. Looks like a turkey.
Lots of hard drives. What the hell is that?
Oh, you know what? It looks like a chest. Looks like a mold or something.
Oh yeah, maybe it's like a statue. I found this other picture. He's got these like naked chick statues in his closet. Yeah, it does look like a statue, you're right.
Hard drives.
Let's see what else we got in here.
A lot of hard drives.
What even is this? Is that just a hard drive too?
I think those are all. Yeah, I think those are all hard drives. Like
What has he got on all these hard drives? Is it all blackmail, or are these all the files that or all the videos he keeps shit on?
maybe because these all look like internal hard drives.
How many computers does this fool have?
That's what I'm saying.
It does move a little slow, but
I don't even know what all these are.
I'm gonna go grab another base because I don't think that one's charging. It keeps freaking my computer out.
Computer's wigging out. Can't handle this truth.
Yeah, there's so many files to go through that I was like, the pictures seem like a good place to start. Ian Carroll did a really good video going through a bunch of people that he was able to identify with his facial recognition software. So I was thinking about looking into some of the people, but there is some documents that actually talk about the co-conspirators, and that was one that I was like, I bet if we could unredact those ones, you'd be able to get some really interesting information out of it, seeing who's actually involved with this shit.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Lou?
Oh, Lulu.
Come here. Hope you came to join us. Oh, yes. The Lulu.
Lulu, what a cute girl.
Yes. Hi.
Oh, what a sweet dog.
Yeah. Smash that like button for dogs.
Like and subscribe if you like dogs.
Like and subscribe if you like animals.
Hi, Lulu. Hi, Lulu. Alright, let's see if this thing will stay charging this time. Oh, what a sweet girl. Oh, what a sweet girl. Okay.
Goodness.
Okay. Okay, little Lulu, you're so sweet.
Let's see. Let's
What is-
let's look at some of these comments. I think we fell behind here real hard.
Yeah, you can move that over here if you. I can do it if you want. We got to reconnect the screen, so click on the little control panel real quick. This little green, it's got the green dot. And then click the screen looking one right here. And click Padtrovsky. And then you should be able to move, yeah, this is over here now. And it has the comments in there. Now we can use that.
Sweet.
Why does it seem like it's on a loop or some shit? It's so weird.
Who knows?
But yeah, what is this? Yeah, what is that? Hang on, go over here. Double click that. No, the other one. Now click restart capture. See, this is what it's doing. I don't know why it keeps doing this. It's so annoying. What is that? Victim Services and Certified Grape Counseling Center. What is this random pamphlet?
It's like a brochure. Palms Beach County.
Oh, this must have to do with his original conviction for all the girls that he messed with originally.
Center for Trauma Counseling. Yep.
All roads lead to Colorado.
All roads lead to Colorado.
Colorado is surprisingly a major trafficking center because of I-25. It's like a major highway to be able to go places.
Yeah, I-25 and I-70.
So that's all about counseling. Look at all these victims being redacted. Jeez. I like the redaction on that one.
Single box.
Those real helpful redactions. Was it their name or something they're redacting? Like, what's going on
Oh,
here?
maybe there's a tattoo on her butt.
I love Jeffrey Epstein. What?
I love eggs.
I love eggs. Weird redactions, okay. More egg room.
More egg room.
Item was not scanned. It's a picture that's been redacted in the middle. Looks like a freaking window or something.
Looks like a... I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's weird.
Photos of photos.
Wait, is that Epstein with some people or what?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, we're still...
Yeah, see how dumb this is? It's getting stuck. Yeah, I'm like, why? Why is it doing that? I feel like I have to restart it, but I don't want to do that because it'll end the egg. Green eggs and scam.
What do you do here to make this come up more?
Oh, it's, you have to resize it. All right, let's see what else we got in these photos. Oh, this is the top again. This is his New York mansion that they raided originally.
Doesn't look like much of a mansion.
Part of me feels like they released it because they're like, yeah, it's too much for people to sift through in general.
They're not going to bother with this.
Literally, once Ian Carroll drops his web, though, I'm so stoked for him to do that. It's going to make things so much easier. You can just kind of drop everything in and peruse through, ask it questions, and have it analyze things.
They just don't understand how much...
Look at this. Click on this picture real quick. This picture is so weird. This is another painting in his house here. I'm going to hit Control. You can zoom in now. No, if you use the scroll wheel.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, how weird is that, dude? And the guy's head is always cut, like it's cut off intentionally. It's a piece of art. Trying to keep their identity hidden.
I thought these were eggs.
These files are them laughing in our face. Totally. Nothing useful in the photos. They're just a bunch of random photos. Like, I don't need photos of all the hard drives. What does that tell me? That doesn't do shit for me. There is a picture somewhere in here of the, like, mannequins in his closet. There's, like, not even mannequins. They're, like, 2 chick statues. Yeah, right here. Click that one.
Function or control?
Control and then scroll. It'll zoom in. Maybe not. Maybe you just have to double click. These photos are weird. They don't let you copy or paste them or anything either.
Oh.
Can you double click on it?
Yeah. Let's see. Here's the rest of the closet.
Yeah, look at these creepy, like, just got, like, creepy female body statues in his closet. Like, that's super weird.
Maybe he just liked to put his clothes on there. I wonder what my shirt would look like on a woman's body. A pretty poor taste. Look at that orange shag carpet.
Yeah, for real.
Minimal furniture. This looks like Jeffrey Dahmer lives here.
Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmerstein?
Jeffrey Dahmerstein. I see the
Cuckoo,
connection.
ka-choo.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got in here? Pretty normal looking utility room, except for he's got one of those giant things that lifts up. Never seen that.
Whoa. Forklift. Or not forklift,
Probably his most impactful place where most of the bullshit went down is his New Mexico property. I wonder if they have photos of that. Look at the checkered floor though. You guys know what the checkered floors mean.
Pizza.
Pizza, freaking Freemason stuff, man. It's crazy.
Let me get a large, big sausage pizza. Let me send you the latitude, longitude coordinates to send it. Whoa.
Oh yeah, that's a wild ass room.
Oops.
Yeah, why does it keep doing that?
Kardashians. Look at this here.
Yep, I-25 to New Mexico, 100%. Plus, it's all very centralized in the U.S., so you can pretty much go anywhere from I-25. It goes all north and south and then branches off east and west.
Oh, here's
Yeah,
the dog.
see, look, there's the dog. What the hell? That was a dead dog later on.
It was a dog. Oh, no. Look at this guy.
No, ma'am. So what the hell does... That dog looks high on Molly right now.
It looks like it's definitely uncensored.
Whoa, dude. So that picture was definitely a dead dog.
Jeez.
That's some weird shit. Now it makes me want to look into the dog situation. Like, can you Google Jeffrey Epstein's dog? No, ma'am.
Nope. Let's see. What do you go there?
His creepy ass massage table.
Hey, look, some more redacted stuff.
What are those photos of?
These ones?
Mm-hmm. More artwork. That is some fucking weird artwork, dude.
Some Michelangelo stuff right there. What's this?
We got a giant dildo. That's definitely a young person, that's for sure. That is a small human he's taking a picture of.
It's a youngin'.
What, look, there was a picture of a bunch of dildos and stuff. Yeah, go right there, dude. What?
Oh, wait, it's a whole drawer.
We got a whole drawer of dildos and sex stuff. Nice. Not as many baby oils as Diddy got, but...
Not enough baby oil.
The dog's seen too much. Ain't that the truth, dude? I wonder what the dog has seen.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see, look at this freaking giant-ass purple strap-on.
Jeesh.
Epstein's into the strap-ons, I guess.
Getting pegged.
They just have a picture of a safe.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
see-
that mannequin.
Oh, yeah, there's
that
that.
in there. All right, some of the mysteries are coming together.
Just some normal pictures of his house. Whoa, yeah, who's this? A massive canvas shot of him and a victim?
Yeah, massive, too. In like a hallway.
Yeah, is the bush painting in here? That's what I really wanted to find, was the bush painting in his house, because I don't trust that the bush painting was actually in his house until I see a photo of it in his house. Because we've seen the Clinton one in his house. Is that an empty safe?
This is the safe. Looks like they blew the door off.
Yeah, it looks like they blew that safe wide open. Probably got a bunch of hard drives and tapes out of it that we haven't seen yet.
Well, that was, there was, I wonder if it's the same as this photo up here. Or was it, was the safe? One of these.
I mean, it might be the same safe.
Yeah, this one. I wonder if it's that same one. This
Kind
one
of looks like it.
This one looks like a different size for some reason, but it could be the same.
Yeah, the checkered floors again for sure. Oops. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that bush picture. Might have been in a different house, but... Oh yeah, here, click on the Clinton one below. Right there.
This is a strange room for it to be.
You just walk into that room and bam, you're hit with a Clinton picture right away.
That's like what?
It's probably... It's not powder from opening the safe, it's just white coffee table powder. Detected in this image, 100% Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, 100%. And I was like, I wonder what this says over here.
It's like about the artist. Can you zoom in? Push control and plus or... Oh, there you go.
Nah, I can't zoom in enough.
Can't read it. Yeah, I did all start with Alexander Hamilton. We got a Choctaw Native American in our chat here. It's super wild when you see all of his surveillance computers and shit. It's so creepy. Like, what's the point of that? Either that or he's an intense gamer.
You ever played GTA, man?
Yo, Epstein
surveillance
loves
on-
GTA.
Got surveillance on all your properties.
Oh, yeah. Bubba did some coffee table powder, that's for sure. He loves sniffing the coffee table. Yeah, Zorro Ranch was as remote as you can get, and Jeffrey had an airport on that ranch. Very interesting place. We should Google Earth his Zorro Ranch, because that's where most of the stuff happened, and that's what I was saying, is it's right along, it's not like right along I-25, but New Mexico is. You cruise New Mexico up and down the U.S. What the fart is that?
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, what?
There's a better picture. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. It's like a statue holding onto a rope in a wedding dress or something.
What in the actual F?
Or a nightie.
Dude, Eggstein's weird.
Eggstein.
If I had this much money, that is the last kind of artwork you'd see in my house.
I mean, just the live, yeah, all the live statues are like full-size statues alone is just kind of wild.
The full-size kid statues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like what the F is wrong with you, Jeff?
Jeff.
What is this picture of?
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. What the actual F, dude? What a creep.
What the F?
What the F?
What the Epstein files?
What the Epstein?
Yep, here it is. Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, what is that? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of my story I did on Heath Ledger, because the first scene in that Dr. Parnassus movie, when you find Heath Ledger, he's just hanging by his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Just like randomly. Just
Wife
reminds me of that for sure.
Wife escape.
Whoa, is that a real tiger?
Probably not. Oh, maybe it's gotta be.
Is that a taxidermied tiger, or is that real? You guys, is that real or not?
Is this Mike Tyson's tiger?
Here, can you go over here to this one and move it over, or like move it up so it's more current?
Which one?
You should be able to just move the mouse over, go up and to the left.
Oh, this is on the YouTube app.
You did that with the remote. Okay, nice. Alright, well, you just keep looking through. I'll see if I can catch this baby up. It got behind somehow. It's not that far behind, I guess. How long have we been live?
We've been live for a long time.
A long time.
It's 10:20. We started at like 7:45, legitimately.
Oh, here we go. 2.5 hours. Yep.
Pretty
nice.
good.
Man, weird artwork everywhere. What is this light?
It's that creepy artwork.
This is some sort of massage area. He's got like cloths and shit so he can cover you up. Pretty lame wallpaper, dude.
Pretty lame wallpaper, man. What a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
With the Egyptian theme.
Nitric oxide.
What is this? What is that?
It's like some dolls riding each other or something.
The weirdest freaking artwork. Where do you find artists to make this stuff? That's what I want to know. Kim, you want to come look at some weird pictures of Jeffrey Epstein's mansion?
I'm just scared.
You're scared?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Well, then you better get to church.
There's a little scurry. Looks like a shining hallway.
Yeah, straight up, dude. That's where they filmed The Shining right there. Hi, woo woo. What is his obsession with naked statues?
Crime conduct.
He loves naked statues.
He loves him some boobies.
You think he really read all those books?
Absolutely. Got nothing but time.
Yeah, with the freaking black and white floors. You only do that if you have a reason to do that.
It's like the kitchen.
What is that room? Is there just a shit ton of lamps in there?
Looks like a bunch of trinkets, statues, lights.
It looks like a freaking antique thrift shop.
In one room.
What up, Meg, Australian? Are you waking up? Good day, mate. Fertility statues. Okay, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Good point, Elberg.
Here, I'll let you get back in here.
All right, trade you.
Trade.
Yo, that chili was really good, by the way, Kim.
You liked it?
I liked that.
Yeah, I'm excited to eat some.
I liked it with the potatoes.
Yay.
Hey, Chuck.
We're just gonna keep cruising down through these pictures, you guys. If there's something you guys see, let me know. We'll stop. Dude, this is a weird room right here.
Yeah, look at the blue chandelier, even.
Yeah, that blue chandelier, no joke, is actually kind of dope, but... How'd you zoom in?
You just do this, like a phone.
Hmm. The glare sucks, but I was trying to figure out what that was. There's the Clinton picture again.
Still an interesting picture to have in his house.
It's so weird.
Like, if that's somebody that you were friends with, why would you have a picture like that up in your house?
He must have known something about him. Bill must have liked to dress in dresses or something. Oh, here's an interesting one. What the fart is this, dude?
Yeah, I don't like that. Was it a giant maraca?
It's a baby holding a rattle, maybe?
Oh, it's a baby in a sink.
What the F, Jeff?
Yeah, what a weird photo to have in there.
That is, where is this photo? Right next to where you're going to be eating your meals. You need a rattle? You need a little child to watch you while he's naked and bathing in the sink? What in the F is going on here, dude?
You're going to be looking right over your pizza.
Yeah, see, this is the real kitchen. That other one wasn't a kitchen. That other one was like a creepy-ass human cooking area. I don't know, dude. So strange. Weird. Yeah, that baby photo's super weird, right? Like, my grandma has those Anne Geddes photos. Anne Geddes, I don't know how you say it, but those are, like, at least mildly not creepy baby photos.
You know, I just also want to recognize that we have the most people watching we've had all night. 233 people in the chat.
Dude, we got 200. Hey, shout out to all 233 of y'all motherfuckers out there, because I really appreciate you guys chilling with me. Oh, this thing stopped again. That's getting really old. What is this photo? The fuck?
Camp Crystal Lake.
It really does. Why does it keep backing out? Oh, I just need a single click on it. Just a bunch of naked girls out tubing. Part of me feels like those are real situations that happened.
Mm-hmm.
He just, like, has somebody paint them into existence. Well, look at how weird this is. Look at this bed. It has the fucking, like, frame around it so you can put curtains up and cover the bed.
Yeah. Now, is this all on the island, or is this a separate location, or?
This looks like it might have been on the island, but technically, originally, this looks like the island for sure. But the original photos we started with were in fact, now I want to go back and look. Because the original photos we started with were of the New York City mansion. But that picture of Bill that we just saw, that's got to be the New York City mansion still. Yeah, because this is near his office. Still can't read it.
It's like it was given to him from Bill Clinton.
This is a gift from Hillary
This is a gift from Hillary, man. Just a reminder.
All right, let's go back down. So yeah, at some point we've switched over to... Whoa. At some point we've switched over to the property on the island, it looks like. That looks like a creepy-ass secret door. I feel like we'll probably find some more interesting stuff here. That massive ass hand with a clearly female hand under it, but I don't know. Might mean something, might mean nothing. It's fucking weird. Later, Jeff. See what kind of clothes this fool wears. He's got his jeans. He organizes his clothes by color. He's got 6 of the same fucking shoes.
Those are
Look at these ugly ass Crocs. Dude, what kind of... I bet he did wear Crocs all the time. He's like, I'm so rich, I don't gotta worry about nothing. I can wear these ugly ass Crocs all year.
Sound off in the chat if you're a Crocs lover. Because honestly, I know plenty of people who love Crocs and swear by them, so it's like, there's no shame.
Sound off in the chat if you got 4 pairs of these fuzzy blue Crocs at home.
$10 in the chat if you also own these Crocs.
One single flannel shirt. Dude loves light colored blue jeans.
Loves blue jeans.
One more reason I'll never have Crocs. Crocs stocks just went way down.
Croc stocks went way down.
On top of there being way too many files for any one person to go through in a multiple day period, they have it so poorly organized. Like, it's only organized like this because of Reese Sullivan putting it in this nice format on this Vercel app. But besides that, you had to go through everything individually and go through each file and, like, look at it. Look at this picture. What is going on in this picture?
Saggy pants. Looks like a man's body.
Definitely a dude. And I think the question that we need to ask is, what's going on in this picture? Why is it a photo?
It's a framed photo, and a really nice frame, too.
It's in a really nice frame being displayed somewhere. Who dis? Money doesn't buy taste. Megan, so true.
Shout out to the photographer of all these, too. He had to use a lot of film.
Whoa, look at this gross shit.
That's
what
definitely
in the actual F? Look at that smile. Ugh. Dude, what's wrong with you? Epstein definitely looks hella Jewish, too. So, I mean, the fact that he's tied with Mossad is not even remotely surprising. Two victims, maybe? I don't know. Random helicopter photo. And some frog.
Some scrotum frog.
A scrotum frog. Is that a full-ass sea turtle? Whoa, what the fuck are these faces? Does anybody know who these faces are? Jewish. Look at that. That's definitely a Jewish face. Sorry, we got some excitement in the chat. I was just catching up on it. I swear these are people that should be well known. I don't know. Ghislaine in that prior picture? It could be. She looked too small for that, though. Yeah, she looked way too small to be Ghislaine.
Murder masks.
Yeah, right. They seriously look like heist masks. Maybe they're real heads.
The real faces.
And look, this is in a dentist's office inside of his motherfucking house, dude. Look at this. This is a dentist's office. Or some sort of office for... Yeah, this is a dentist's office. Where do you go to the dentist? Oh, I go see Epstein's personal dentistry.
I've got a guy.
I got a guy. He lives inside of my house. Love all the pictures of the toilets. Is there any pictures of camera? There's a phone. You don't need toilet paper. Just call somebody to bring you some toilet paper.
Bring me a phone.
You don't have a bidet, Jeff? Come on, dude. Even I have a bidet.
You gotta click on it.
Dude, for real though, what is going on? This is so dumb. Maybe it needs to update again or something.
Maybe.
Here's some sort of red book. Registered as a sex offender. Your next registration date, March 5th, 2020. Didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
So at least we know he was registered as an SA or an SO. Photos of victims, maybe? Who knows? Oh, this is Virginia, isn't it? Damn. 4 victims. Another victim. 2 more victims. Two more victims in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Bunch of film.
Not very good photos. Oh, look at them roller skating. Freaking nerds. They would wear knee pads. Mm-hmm. Whoops. Wait, I'm curious. What does this shit say? Who's writing this book? Says, Dear Jeffrey, this was from January 8th, 2002. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to participate at a safari. It was a truly wonderful experience, something I have dreamt of since I was a child. I appreciate so much your kindness and thoughtfulness to ask me what would make me happy and then give that to me. It's the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. I hope soon I will have the opportunity to, in person, describe all of the exciting... Sorry, I swiped a little too hard. Moments I had in Africa. Thanks to you. Until we meet next time, and I can talk to you all... Oh, and I can tell you all stories. God damn it. All stories. I hope you can see the joy in my eyes when you look at the photos. Once again, thank you so much. Your kindness and care means the world to me. Wonder why he was giving away a free trip to Africa, huh? Wonder where she was going that he wanted to make her dreams come true. For what reason? Man. So clearly this was a victim, because they wouldn't have her redacted otherwise. And he gave her a free trip to Africa, likely to schmooze her into, I don't know, doing whatever he wanted her to do, I guess. All right. This froze up on me. What's going on here? There's some weird photos in here, you guys. Seriously. Did it take us back to the beginning? God bless, it did. We'll stop here. I think we were close to here. A little further than here. What is this? Something Rodriguez, so not his drugs. At least not prescribed to him. Okay, you can't just keep taking me back to the beginning, dude. That's not cool. That's not how this works. Freaking cruising all over the island on our ATVs, baby. What are those? Weird. Chelsea drugstore is very famous. Is it like a like a chain like Walgreens, or is it like a local thing? All right, sorry, we'll keep cruising. But why the Chelseas? Crouching lion, hidden egg. That's funny. Doesn't matter how rich you are, your garage is going to look like shit every time. 60% of the time, every time. What is this, dude? Psh, my garage don't look like that, dude. Weird. Nothing really interesting in this photo. I was just trying to figure out what the hell kind of garbage he's got in here. What are these? Is he making meth? Sodium hypochlorite. Sodium hypochlorite. What do you use that for? We'll go to a different tab here. Sodium hypochlorite. Okay, so you can buy it over the counter. Why would you need it in that large of quantities? Water treatment. Probably for his pools, huh? My garage looks like the high school wood class teacher on meth. That's funny as shit. Man, that was the best class ever in high school, woodworking class. Okay, so it's an active ingredient in bleach. I'm pretty sure it was for disinfecting his pools, probably. Commonly used in hospitals. Alright, let's see. Let's just see what the Amazon... I just want to figure out what this stuff is for. What do you use this stuff for? Yeah, it looks like pool cleaner. Alright, yeah, okay. So he's just sanitizing his pool. Alright, great job, Jeff. Keeping your pool up to snuff. Okay. But that seems like a lot, dude. Like, it looks like he's about to just do some Breaking Bad shit right here. Straight up. Water filtration? Yeah, you were right. What else we got down here? It's a weird-ass, like, utility room he has. What is this? What the fuck? What is that? I do not want to end up down there. Freaks me out just looking at it. What is that? Is that a sensory deprivation tank? Is that what you think? God, I don't know if I'd want to go in there. He may not come back out. Oh, man. Okay. What is this? Nothing. Useless. Boring. What's written on the box on the board? Ooh, we got his password. What is this, a work schedule? Not Epstein's work schedule. What is this giant... Does he have, like, the biggest pool ever, or what? Oh, now this is weird. You don't want to see a shipping container. It's the last thing you want to see. Okay, my computer's freaking out, sorry. Just building materials in there. Okay, it's still weird. Still a bit weird. Now this is a spot right here. This is where I'd be chilling all the time. A little dojo. Waterfront dojo. Oh, yeah, thank you. Sorry, you guys. I literally don't know what's going on. It makes me restart the, like, screen capture every so often here. I swear it has to do with this update that OBS just did, because that's the only thing that's different. Thanks for telling me. Firefighters' outfits. That seems really weird. Yeah, what is going on with these firemen's outfits? And this board for CPR certification? What is going on? What is even happening in the pool house? Alright, well there's the pool that we were... But do you need that much freaking Breaking Bad chemicals for a pool this size? I wouldn't think you would. One thing I've learned about really wealthy people and their houses, they look real great on the outside, but on the inside, they're always shitty. Ooh, look what we got here. Creep. Man, it's already almost 11. Holy cow. We'll probably go till 11, then we'll call it. And then I'm going to come up with a better, more refined way to go through some stuff with you guys on the next one. Oh, we get to see what's inside the temple. Let's do that. But then we'll go through some stuff together. I wanted to go back and start at the beginning, but the more I go back and start at the beginning, the less... That's why I don't have as much to talk with you guys about right now, because there wasn't that much to really find at the beginning that we don't already know. It's a lot of stuff having to do with Ghislaine, Virginia Giuffre, the Epstein saga, kind of how he got found out, things like that. But it doesn't really talk a lot about things that are going on now or what's really important to us now. We already know what Epstein is doing. We already know what that dude's been up to. We just want to know who he's been up to it with and who we can no longer trust, which is pretty much everybody. We can't trust anybody at this point, but... Oh yeah, you're a little behind, Alicia, but that's okay. There's way, way, way too many orange linens in there. Also, thank you guys for bearing through the initial half of this live stream. We were really struggling, like extremely struggling. So I appreciate your guys' dedication to being patient and letting me figure it out. This is definitely going better now than I anticipated because my software seems to be working okay. What kind of art is this? He's got unicorns on there? Okay, what just happened? He's got unicorns. Is this supposed to be constellations? I think it is. I think it's a constellations painting. It's kind of cool, actually. I hate to say that, but it is kind of cool.
Software's working.
Yeah, kind of. It's working, and then it'll stop just like it was before, but... Damn, look at these freaking mad server recording. That's what this is for. This is all home surveillance.
Oh.
That looks just like one stack of it, too. It's not even... Look, there's another one over here. This fool is recording everything. And all the beds are all messy.
I wish you didn't have any housemaids.
All this money and no maids, huh?
Oh!
Chapo. What is this? What is he stoked about with the New York Times? Divorce is no bar to throne, says Prince. What the fuck? No way, dude. What? Tell me that's not weird, dude. This is a story about Princess Diana. He has framed in his house. What the hell, you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not... God damn it. I'm glad you said that, because they gotta see this. What the hell, you guys? Look at this. This is a freaking framed photo of the New York Times article talking about the divorce of Princess Diana. Now I can't zoom in anymore. Wasn't I zoomed in more before? Oh, it's because I'm over here. There we go. What? Burst tire leads to royal jet pilot something something. Oh, wrong. That has nothing to do with it. I just think that's really weird. It's weird to... Okay, sure. Keep a clipping of it. That's history. But framing it in your closet? Behind your shirts? What's going on here, dude? Jeff, what the F? Is this dirty underwear or what? Yep, some little girl t-shirt. That's for sure. I bet Jeffrey wears that shit, though. You were 17 when who was murdered? Oh, Princess Diana, duh. Let's see what kind of body wash this fool likes to use. Extraordinarily organized, I'll give him that.
Pretty basic stuff.
Shops at Dollar Tree? That's pretty interesting.
Head and shoulders.
Oh, dude, Garnier Fructis. Oh.
It's a brand deal.
Yeah, he's sponsored. Diddy's sponsored by Johnson & Johnson, and Epstein is sponsored by Garnier Fructis. Whoa. That chair is...
Looks like it's made out of tusks.
It looks like it was made out of an animal, like completely. Like just a single animal was turned into a chair. Look at this creepy shit. And what is this room? Where are you sitting, and why is there a window? Makes no sense to me. Herbal essences. You're right. It was herbal essences. She's totally right. Or they're totally right. I don't know if it's boy or girl, but they're right. All right. Oh my God, stop doing this. He had his own ambulance? What? Kind of weird.
Epstein emergency.
EE.
EE.
Yep, more recording equipment.
Beach house.
What a beach house, dude. Nothing. Not gonna lie, this is kind of sick. Little meditation spot. Looks like a freaking cave house. Like it goes into the mountain over there. Wonder what that's for. Okay. Look at this, dude. Like this, the weirdest fucking artwork ever.
That's from Africa for sure.
Look at those. Are those dicks? Those are definitely dicks. Look, he's got a little mini one.
Balchinian.
It's a definite Balchinian. The sundial, that's pretty epic actually. What is this? Cover sheet, pool house. What is this?
Description of photographic subjects.
Oh, this must be the police's like list of stuff they took photos of. Whoops. So much video surveillance stuff. So this is all of his properties. Why do they have this paper? Why do I keep doing that? Yeah, why do they have that paper? These are all of his properties right here. But why? Why did you have that? Is that a contact sheet just in case? Administration. Who's on the administration? Richard Kahn. STC, the Southern Trust Company, is the administration office for LSJE, which controls purchasing, vendor payments, expense tracking, staff payroll, and contractors' payments. Southern Trust Company is a new company for me to dig into. Jeffrey E. Epstein. What's his middle name? Edward? Housekeepers better get their shit together because this place looks pretty filthy. St. Thomas Jet Center. That's where you'd fly in and out of. What is this? Staff manual. Does it say anything about servicing young children in part of the manual? Got his photos ready to, or his camera ready to go for creepy photos. This doesn't look right. Way to go, Jeff, representing American U.S. Navy while you watch over some creepy naked girls meditating. What the F, dude?
It's like a luau thing or whatever.
Yeah, this is weird, dude.
What's going on?
Why is he creepily staring at him? What is going on right here? This egg's getting hard boiled right now. Yeah, we can go through a couple of these. What do they got? A rock climbing? Oh, I thought they had harnesses on or something. Are they looking at a shop? Looks like they have those. What are those soldiers called? They built all those soldiers where one of the Chinese emperors was buried or something like that. That's what those look like.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Ghislaine.
That place is a piece of shit. Terracotta warriors.
Jeff has the worst style. I don't know who said it earlier, but just because you have money doesn't mean you have style. That's so true. Quit repping America like you actually care, Jeff. You literally are an Israeli asset. Oh, there's that picture that everybody's been talking about with Wild Bill hanging out with Ghislaine and some person designated as victim. Pretty sick pool. Although there's nobody else in there, it doesn't seem very weird. If there was like 6 kids and floaties, I'd feel a whole lot weirder about that photo, but... And, like, we don't know if this is a victim. We don't know if this is just a co-conspirator. We have no idea, because they keep deleting or blocking, redacting people out that are not even victims. I want this picture framed right here. Jeff Epstein does the duck face. Yeah, terrible style and taste. Like, I think when it comes to being tasteful and stylish when you get rich, you just have to wear the ugliest thing possible, and then because you have so much money, they say you can pull it off. What? Oh, it's stuck again? God fucking damn it, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'll try and do a live stream without live streaming and see if I can't figure this whole situation out, because I really don't get why it keeps stopping, like timing out. That picture's on the bottom of the pool. Get rid of the whole government. God bless. Ain't that the truth? What's the point? Their sole existence is to take advantage of its citizens, I guess. I don't know. Who's this guy? Yeah, see, I need to bust out. This is what I'm going to do next. Probably after I get off here, actually. I'm going to get a facial recognition software that I can use to go through some of these photos and hopefully identify some people. You ain't in my tax section.
The shinier the shirt, the sleazier the guy.
Straight up purchased from, what's that? I think you should
Dan
leave.
Flashes.
Yeah, that's a Dan Flashes shirt right there, dude. The craziness of the print determines the price. Here we go. Wild Bill looking suave as hell with his super lame shirt. Wonder what they're talking about. Is this a bong? That's a bong. Looks like Anna Nicole's lawyer. Honestly, kind of does. Wild Bill. Ugly shirt gang. This guy right here. Looking way too chum to be there. Why are you so stoked right now, bud? He's like, this is great.
Where's the bong?
Where's the bong? Where'd you guys put the bong? Oh, wait, it says Ron Burkle. Nice. See, the last ones didn't have that, did they? Let me go back. Ghislaine. Oh, yeah, none of these actually show who it is. Yeah, at the bottom it'll actually tell you who it is. If they're identified, I guess. I don't know. Either way, they're in the lame shirt gang.
And we are riding deep with 269 people in the chat.
269 in the chat. That's what I like to hear, man. Seriously, I appreciate you guys hanging out, looking through these photos with me. I know this isn't the most exciting live stream, but this shit looks badass. What is this? I want to take a private little mini plane. Go to space.
We're going to space in this.
We're going to space. So what? They just decided to throw a bunch of vacation photos in here and say that they're Epstein files? Because that's what it feels like to me. We took pictures of his house, all of his houses, and now we've got all of his photos from his cool vacations that he went on with Ghislaine. Oh, lovebirds. I thought that they didn't even have a relationship according to Ghislaine. Palace, you're the best. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, though. Air Monaco. I wonder what those are. Is that a vineyard? Who we got here? What's going on in this picture? What's this guy doing? He's shaking nobody's hand, or like, what's going on here? Looks like Wild Bill. That looks like RFK.
It does, huh? I mean, it very well could be.
It looks like they're in, like, China or something. What does this have to do with Epstein? Who knows? Nothing. The computer freaking out, starting to get old. Cover sheet. Entry out. Yeah, this is just some more police forms. Alright, I said 11, but obviously it's past that now. I'm kind of sucked in. How close are we to the end of these photos? We're not that close. Close-ish. Vacation stuff. Looks like maybe Jeff at the UN. I don't know what that building is. It looks very United Nations-y. But I have no idea. I ain't never been there.
Just a place with some flags.
Look at this high quality photo right here. Look at this high quality photography. You're a photographer, Haas. What do you think about this angle?
Street photography.
Feet photography.
Street photography.
Street feet.
It's like he tried to capture a photo and didn't want to get caught.
John Wayne Bobbitt had a better deal. Dude, poor Bobbitt. That poor guy.
Where's Clinton?
This photo.
That's what you really want framed.
Want this photo framed in my house.
You have the music. Push it to the limit. Bam,
I need
bam.
1,400 small girls under the age of 14 sent to my property on the islands right away.
Dun, dun, dun,
Look at it. Is that a
dun,
Freemason
dun.
something right here? Is that what this is? It looks kind of Freemason-y.
Nah, it looks like a photo frame.
Dude, why you gotta be such a buzzkill? That's a Freemason photo frame. How about that?
Right next to his giant clock.
Oh, yeah. God, sorry, you guys. I keep having to restart it so you keep seeing it. My bad. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, look at this photo. That's definitely a Freemason photo frame right here. Right? Also, what's in these photos? He's staring at that photo. What's he looking at?
I think he's staring at the person taking the
It's
photo.
a picture of Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton in his dress.
Bill Clinton in his dress. He's got that photo all over the place.
I know.
Multiple renditions of that photo. Yeah, I'm telling you, look at this. How are these photos of him on vacation of any relevance? Is that Brunel's? I think that's Jean-Luc Brunel's, but I can't tell. I'm not 100% good with those people's names or faces.
Yo, everyone's crushing hitting that like button.
Yes, you guys are crushing on the like button thing. Just wanted you to know. I really appreciate that. Maybe that's why we're getting so many viewers. I don't know. Oh, yeah, and some of these photos are people that, if I didn't go through them, Ian definitely did. Ian Carroll has a whole thing on identifying all these people. But this is the Segway guy with Ghislaine. That's what it is. I keep double clicking and it just moves extra slow. Yep, this is the Segway guy with Ghislaine. But see, this is what I'm starting to gather, and this is what people have been saying, is that these photos, it's like, oh, great, they released 4,100 photos. There's so many photos that you could scroll and your computer glitches out because there's just so much they released. But then you go through and you look at exactly what was released, and none of it's really even useful, even a little bit. It's like pointless. Pictures of Jeff on vacation with Ghislaine is not important. And if they're mingling with wealthy elite people on their vacations, that's not important. We already knew all of this stuff. Yes, we knew all of this. Evidence, micro with Rodriguez. It's a picture of his micro penis is what I assume that is.
Micro.
They got some recordings. Alfredo Rodriguez. Maybe I need to look into that dude. With Rodriguez. Yeah, microphone. What? Recording with Rodriguez? I don't know. I'm going to look into it for sure. I also need to look into that other company that we just found. What was it called? I'll have to go back through and find the name of it so I can look at it.
What is it?
The company that Jeffrey Epstein's company owned or like was a subsidiary of. Well, shit's loading slow, which is probably good. It's 11:11, which is a magic number. So maybe it is time for us to hop off. We'll look and see what this is, and then I'll probably hop off after this. But I do plan to go live again. I'm going to try and do it. I work the next couple of days, and then maybe on like Monday or Tuesday I should be able to go, or probably Tuesday, I should be able to go live again. And I plan to just keep going through these documents. I want to have a little bit more of a focus the next time where I'll actually go through maybe like a certain section of documents and we can go through them real deep. But all throughout January, Ron, if you guys haven't caught me and Ron from the Sean Atwood channel, hanging out, chatting about different stuff. We just talked about the JonBenet Ramsey case last week. So my plan is, he talked to me and said that there is a huge chunk of like mainstream creators that go on holiday, do their own thing. They don't do a whole lot of YouTubing in January because advertisers aren't paying for as much advertising because, well, nobody's buying anything. So it's a really good month for small time creators like ya boy to get a little bit more exposure and be able to, I don't know, take control of the algorithm for a little while these big creators are off not controlling it. So I'm going to try and live stream a lot during the month of January, and I'm going to be making it an Epstein dive series. And so, I don't know, this first one was really just so I could get kind of the hang of doing the live streams and going through stuff like this with you guys. I need to figure out why my timeline wasn't working, because that really screwed up our flow today. Because I had a whole timeline of things to go through, and then it didn't work. So I'll figure that out, and we'll be more prepared for the next one. Just keep, I don't have a set date. I'll try and make it for Tuesday if I can, but I'll make sure that I upload a post or like a placeholder for it so you guys will know when I'm planning to go live. And then we can keep diving into these Epstein files, because there is a lot to go through, you guys, and I feel like the more we go through, the more we're going to pick up on and the more we're going to find, and we might come across some really interesting stuff that is actually worth digging for. And I did really want to kind of go back. I don't know, there's maybe you guys can let me know if this is a good idea or not, but I feel like for me, I'm pretty deep in the conspiracy world, as you guys can probably assume. And even I don't really have the best understanding of exactly how this whole operation got started, where it came from, what its purpose is, how it operates. Really anything. So, I think that's what we're all really looking for in these files is how did this come about? How did we let this happen? And how can we avoid it happening in the future by making sure that the people who are involved aren't around anymore, or can't be involved again? But I feel like to understand that, we've got to go back to the beginning quite a bit to really get an understanding of how we got here, and maybe even trace back some of the links like we were at the beginning. That was kind of my goal at the beginning, was to trace back some of these links to Epstein being tied with Mossad, to see how soon he really started being connected with this and where this plan really stemmed from. Was it the Mossad's plan to do this? Is this a Central Intelligence Agency thing? Is this just an intelligence plan in general? It doesn't have to be US, Israeli, whatever. Maybe it's just an intelligence operation that they're running in order to control government officials all over the world, because the CIA does not work for the government of the US. They work for basically themselves and kind of the president. Kind of. They're just a rogue unit. Probably just like Mossad. So, I don't know, you guys. I really don't. But I look forward to diving in more, and I promise I'll come more prepared next time with these technical issues ironed out. And yeah, Haas, thanks for hanging out. I know it wasn't super exciting, but I'm stoked that you were here for it.
Always. This is cool. Good to discuss. Good to be a part of all this. Good to hear all this. I would have been at home listening with all of you guys. Instead, I'm just here doing it live. So seriously, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Like, we really appreciate you guys getting on this live with us and listening to my brother yap, show you guys pictures. Like, seriously, we had so many people in the chat.
Yeah, this is a record for me for fans in the chat during a live stream. Numbers. You guys have crushed my previous record, so thank you for helping me crush records.
Literally.
Check the Guinness Book of World Records book for the official record crush. And who was it? Hang on. Who said it just now? It was Megan, I think. Yeah, Megan said Whitney Webb's book holds a lot of answers. Highly recommend. Funny story, I just got recommended that from Ian Carroll. If you guys don't follow Ian, I definitely think you should. He's one of my favorites, and he is probably the person I idolize or like look up to as a creator the most right now for direction on how to present and take my channel. So I take a lot of info from him, but he also recommended that book, The One Nation Under Blackmail. Yeah, One Nation Under Blackmail. It's actually free to download if you're cheap like me. And, well, I'm not cheap. I just don't have any money right now.
Cheap, cheap.
But if you want to download it for free, it is on the archives. You can download it. But, yeah, I'm starting to go through that book right now. So, yeah. Nick and Ian, hell yeah, Mega Freebird, that made me so happy. One day, I keep hitting him up, I keep telling him, like, yo, we should do a collab, dude. I would love to just sit and chill with you and just, like, be your homie, and I'll even shave my mustache into a mustache for you, so.
Let's be friends.
Let's be mustache men.
Mustache man. Mustache mates.
Mustache mates. But, all right, cool. Well, that's all I got for you guys. I really appreciate you sitting, chilling, hanging out with me this long. But look for that next live stream post. And until then, sleep safe, stay sober. Later, sobers.
Later, sobers.
Epstein did not hang himself.